CARICOM leaders discussed the ongoing situation in Venezuela, and in sport, a silver for the Bahamas in the IAAF Championships. I'm Nicole Best, and this is the Caribbean in 10 for today. Today's Wednesday, August 9th. I'll be back with the details in just a moment.
The Caribbean Broadcasting Union and its regional and international partners at the CBU Annual General Assembly, August 21st through 24th at the British Colonial Hilton Hotel in Nassau, the Bahamas, under the theme Digital Developments in Caribbean Media. Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, Dr. the Honorable Hubert Alexander Minnis, will welcome delegates during the opening ceremony. Guyana's Minister of Public Telecommunications, the Honorable Cathy Hughes, will offer a keynote address on digital developments in the region. See the launch of the UNESCO-sponsored Manual of Social Media Guidelines for Caribbean Journalists, with guest speaker Jamaica's Director of Public Prosecutions, Paula Llewellyn. And hear from international media players about the new developments in digital television standards in Europe, the US, and Japan. And this year's Caribbean Broadcasting Awards Gala at the Atlantis Resort Paradise Island is not to be missed. Call 246-430-1007 to book your space in the 3-day conference and exhibition. Don't miss the CBU 48th Assembly at the British Colonial Hilton Hotel in Nassau from August 21st through 24th. Discounts on flights to the assembly on the official airline, Caribbean Airlines.
CARICOM leaders are yet to officially disclose their position on the ongoing situation in Venezuela following a video conference yesterday. CARICOM's chairman, Grenada Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell, presided over a 3-hour meeting to discuss the way forward in dealing with the current crisis in Venezuela. No official word on the meeting's outcome has been issued by the CARICOM Secretariat or the office of the grouping's chairman. But a statement from the Foreign Affairs Ministry of Trinidad and Tobago described the meeting as robust, with varied views being expressed. The statement said the meeting focused on promoting dialogue among stakeholders within Venezuela with the aim of resolving its social and political challenges. Venezuela has been plagued with social and political unrest from the beginning of the year, with a growing divide between the government of Nicolas Maduro and the opposition. There have been almost daily violent protests against the government, and over 120 people have been killed in the violence thus far. Belize is reviewing its tourism policy to bring it in line with sustainable tourism practices. The existing policy dates back to 2005, and Chief Tourism Officer Abdel Castaneda says that although it covered environmental protection and economic benefits, other modern and crucial issues were not covered.
Like climate change, things like disaster response, things like the shared economy that we're seeing a lot. You know, we're hearing Airbnb and Ubers across not only Belize but the world. And we have to be prepared to be able to address these different industry trends as they come along.
The consultation process for the revised policy began in January, and Castaneda says the fundamental issues being raised by stakeholders is the implementation process. Over in Trinidad and Tobago, President General of the Oilfield Workers Trade Union, Ansel Roger, says members of the trade union movement will soon receive a list of companies they should boycott. Last Friday, Roger called for a boycott. A number of businesses owned by the Syrian Lebanese community, dubbed the 1%. He was referring to comments made by businessman Mario Sabga Abdu, who said the Syrian Lebanese community represented 1% of the population, but is the most powerful group in TNT. Roger says the list is being compiled, and he is yet to hear from the Prime Minister about his request for a meeting. Judy Kanai of CNC3 News has more in this report.
President General of the OWTU, Ansel Roger, is sticking to his call for a boycott of businesses owned by the so-called 1%. Speaking with reporters after a meeting with the Energy Minister on Tuesday, he could not say how soon the list would be issued, other than it's currently being compiled, and that members of the trade union movement would be the first ones to receive it. However, there is also a second one, with businesses that should be supported.
It's about time that we begin to focus on the 99%, which forms part of the local business community and so on, the local hardwares, the local groceries and so on. And let us go back to buy the doubles and the roti and the bacon shark and the pilau and so on. And let us do it on any day, not just Tuesdays and Fridays.
But what about the impact on employees of the 120 businesses that Roger is calling on to boycott? It's something most business groups fear will have a negative impact on the economy and lead to job losses.
They are being sent home in any case. And we welcome them being absorbed into businesses that really will boom as a result of the 99% taking charge.
Jamaica has recorded 893 murders since the start of the year. And according to the figures, June was the month with the highest number of killings. Figures from the National Intelligence Bureau, the NIB, show that for the month of June, 157 people were murdered, while 138 murders were recorded in May, 136 reported in July, 123 in January, 118 in March, 109 in April, 108, and that's 86 in February. 26 were killed in the first 7 days of August. The NIB said that the year-to-date increase in murders was 159, or 21.7% compared to the same period last year. Last year, Jamaica recorded 1,350 murders, with the police claiming that 65% of these murders were linked to gangs. Stay with us. Your midday sport is next.
You know, when I won Miss Jamaica, it was such a different time. There was just a lot less, perhaps, pressure and communication and social media. I find now the girls are under so much pressure to look beautiful, to be people that sometimes they're not, and they're not as comfortable in their skin. I would say to the girls today, just be yourself, be comfortable. You don't have to do anything extra. You don't have to filter who you are.
Now me culture, now keep up African roots, now me culture. Get me rating. Him give I the power to do great things. Wicked heart a tremble when they hear him. Them bow down and turn their toes, turn their toes, turn their toes. The lions them bow down and turn their toes.
Bahamian Stephen Gardiner won silver in the men's 400 meters to hand the Caribbean its only medal on day 5 of the IAAF World Championships in London yesterday. The 21-year-old was well positioned coming off the final kill, slightly behind eventual winner Wade van Niekerk of South Africa, but he could not change to overdrive and crossed the line second in 44.41 seconds. Van Niekerk, the reigning Olympic champion and world record holder, dominated to win in 43.98 seconds. Abdullah Haroun of Qatar, who was way back in the home stretch, found the extra gear needed to take him to third place in the season best 44.48 seconds. Gardiner spoke to the media after about his race.
It got out decent, ran a nice backstretch, but coming home to the 150, just didn't know I had it in me, but I had to fight for it, and I got the silver. And I'm thankful to God, my coach, my family, my friends for supporting me so much, and I appreciate the silver medal.
And that's the sport. Stay with us. Well, do join us again at 6:30 for Caribbean Newsline. Have yourselves a good afternoon.